Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Running Code, humor in South Texas law enforcement. I'm your host, T-Bone. My partner, J-Man, by my side as always. J-Man, what you doing, brother?
Not much.
I like the shave. I like the haircut. Looks good.
Appreciate that.
That professional-looking image. I look like a scuzzball, and I can explain why to the
Baby face
listeners.
image. I look like I'm 12.
We'll make you. No, you just look professional.
Not what everybody's been telling me recently.
You will be the face of Running Code.
Oh, it shaved off 10 years. I'm like, oh, okay, so I look like I'm 14. Oh, yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, you're not 24, J-Man, so let's not trying to pretend. That ship sailed a long time ago. So we appreciate you joining us for another episode. Before we get into anything, remember, if you want to email us direct questions, comments, concerns, email us at runningcode2023@gmail.com. That's RUNNINCODE2023@gmail.com. Of course, you can comment on the videos on YouTube. Just remember, if you comment, that's public, and we have the right to crucify you and make fun of you if you say something really stupid because you did it in public on a comment. If you email us and you are active law enforcement or you just don't want anyone to know your name, we won't share that. That's the email. That's between us. We'll obviously put out the message, but we won't put out your name or your agency if you don't want us to. If you want us to, you tell us. Feel free. Okay, we will give you a shout out. I would advise you, if you're an officer with an agency, probably don't do that.
Yeah.
Some agencies don't have a sense of humor. Some agencies do.
Yep.
So we don't want to find out. You don't want to find out the hard way that your agency didn't have a sense of humor about that.
No, that's true. Very true.
But it has been an interesting. Things are getting really spicy, and people are going, well, what does Iran have to do with law enforcement, or what is? Well, it finds its way here.
Yeah.
Because there are people that hate this country and that live in this country. And if anything happens, active shootings, explosives, anything like that, law enforcement officers will be the first ones to respond. Law enforcement, firefighters, and EMS will be the first one. Well, it'll be law enforcement first. Fire and EMS will show up when you secure the scene. But you as law enforcement are going to be the, hey, I'm sorry, it's, hey, look, if the truth hurts, every agency's hiring these days, all right? If you don't want to be a fireman no more, you're tired of being a second responder, hey, I say this in love for our fire brethren. All right. I love firefighters. I'm just pissed me off when I was a patrolman and they want to stage down the street because an 11-year-old is having a hissy fit. I'm like, he's 11. You're wearing bunker gear and weigh 300 pounds. Just grab his ass by the neck and stand there. But they want to secure the scene. I'm like, or they want to breach the door and they call us. I'm like, breach the door. What are you waiting for? You don't need me to breach the door. You're firefighters. So that's why I call you second responders. Lovingly, of course. I love our fire brethren. They've had my back. I spent Thanksgivings at the firehouse, holidays at the firehouse, and by the firehouse. They've helped me. I've helped them. So I talk a lot of shit about firefighters, and it's all in good fun because at the end of the day, first responders, whereas police, fire, EMS, we all have the same job, public safety. We got to help each other out. So I talk a lot of shit, but it's all in good fun. I have a lot of great firefighter friends, good people, men and women. They're awesome. And I know that I'm in good hands if I ever get injured and they're coming to me. I know I'm in good hands with them. And every fire crew I know is like, brother, we got you. You ever get hurt? We got you. We're going to give you the good shit. We got you. I'm like, just no fentanyl, please. No fentanyl, please. I don't want an opiate. I'm good. Give me anything other than an opiate. But I know they'll take care of me. So we talk a lot of shit, but they do the same things as us, I'm sure.
Yeah. No.
You know, it's easy to be a fireman when everyone loves you.
Yeah.
Not everyone loves cops. Everyone loves a fireman. No one wants to see their house burned down.
That's true.
Cat in a tree, bathtub, fall, rescue fall. We get those all lift assist. But when the shit goes really south and that windstorm kicks up and fires right into the subdivision, you're gonna want to see those firemen. Stop that for your house. But make sure you save the foundation, boys.
I've been in something like that before. Huh?
Yeah, I've been there when we're like trying to evacuate the damn neighborhoods.
7-8 hour fire. Mm-hmm. The fire got put out in hour 6.
Yeah, if the wind is kicking and it's sparking up, you're gonna have a big problem, and that's when you gotta start evacuating the whole damn neighborhood and go, leave.
That was a lightning struck a house, and the freaking fire, it actually made it through the roof.
Ooh.
So
yeah,
the secondary engine had to come out. They had to get the ladder up. So there's a firefighter up at the top of the ladder with the hose just shooting down water. And man, that fire was relentless. But yeah. We had to evacuate all the houses to the right of the house and all of the houses behind it because the wind was blowing embers and they were hitting the roof of the houses directly behind it. So that was fun. And it was raining. It was still like a downpour. So we're waking families up and like, hey, gotta get out of your house. And it's it's the downpour. You gotta go hunker in your car for a little bit.
Yeah,
People
sorry.
standing outside, umbrellas. They were watching. I was soaked.
You got the guy, and then you got the guy in the next house with the garden hose on his roof. I'm like, that's not going to save you. Fire gets hot enough, it just burns the water off before it even gets there.
Mm-hmm.
If people have never been around a fire, for law enforcement officers that have never responded to a house fire yet, from the street, you can get your eyebrows singed. It is that hot. It is not like the movies. It is that hot. You're not going to stand right next to the house that's burning.
Yeah.
You're going to be 100 feet away and still feel the heat. So if you're standing at the sidewalk at the house, you may lose your eyebrows. Very good possibility you might lose your eyebrows. Don't run into burning houses. Officers, you're not firemen. You're wearing ammo on your belt. Not a great place to run into a burning house with a firearm and ammunition on your belt. It will cook off.
Almost.
And now you got rounds blowing off in your damn holster right here around your what? Your thoracic area. Not a great place for rounds to be cooking off.
Like I think I told you, like one of the fires. It was like one of them was in a trailer. Another partner, he's trying to like put it out with a garden hose, but he's close to the door, and he's hitting all that smoke inhalation, everything. Just even being behind him, kind of like pulling him, like, hey, go ahead and like breathe. I didn't know what was going on, so I'm like, I'll do whatever. Even at the doorway, freaking hot.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, fire's here now. Let's back out.
Let the pros
let them do it.
Bunker gear, rebreathers, let them handle it. That's their business. They'll save your foundation.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to go over our numbers. Actually, we have a couple new locations. So for those listening to us now from Greenwich, New York, Manville, Texas, Hartselle, Alabama, and Wrightsville, Pennsylvania, thank you. We are now in 46 countries, 864 cities.
Mm-hmm.
We're not Sean Ryan or Joe Rogan, but we're working on it. Maybe in 5 years we can at least be, have 1,000 subscribers. But
that'd be good, yeah.
We appreciate anyone who does listen to us. Please pass this along to everybody. We're on every platform there is for podcasts, and then YouTube's our live videos as well as the audio, so you can actually see what we look like if you're curious. I don't want to scare anybody away, but Jordan's pretty good looking. So look at J-Man; he's a good looking guy. I feel inadequate. He's a reminder of my own inadequacy when I'm next to him.
Oh, okay.
He's good looking. Yeah, it's hard. So I deal with it. That's why I'm always kind of jealous, and I cut him off because it's not fair.
Oh,
and he's like straight up from the hood, so like I know he's tough. Like, man, I'm pretending I'm tough, and he's actually tough.
I guess. Like,
Hey.
I'm glad we got some New York listeners. I like it.
Anybody who survived where you came from is generally pretty street smart and tough. They're not going to last too long where you came from by having their head up their ass.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
If they got really well protected, you had to learn everything the hard way. But you know what? That's the greatest experience. The greatest teacher is experience.
That's true. Yeah.
So
That's
you
good.
learn to pay attention to your surroundings, real fast. Like, I'm crossing the street. That don't look right. I'm not going to walk up on it. So
Been a lot of those.
oh, I believe it.
It's walking threat assessment.
That's exactly what it is. A walking, moving threat assessment at all times, which is the attitude you should have as a law enforcement officer, is a walking threat assessment constantly. So this episode today is not going to be any one thing. It's just going to be the state of law enforcement, but to make something clear, everything you do should have a threat assessment as a law enforcement officer. If you're walking up on a car, walking up on a house, walking up on a suspicious person call, welfare check needs to have a threat assessment. You need to constantly be in your head what could happen, what might be happening. The old have a plan to kill everyone in the room. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were like, oh, that just means you guys are primed for a fight. No, that's not what that means. That means that I'm prepared for the fight. Not that I want it to happen, but in the back of my head, I need to have a plan if this goes south. I don't want to be thinking it's all rainbows and puppy dogs, and the shit goes south, and my mindset wasn't there to defend myself rapidly. You need to be able to have that immediate, I need standoff distance, this goes south. I need to be able to have kicking room, get back, draw my weapon, whatever I got to do, but I need to have in the back of my mind, this can go south real quick.
Right.
Every single call. Period. Until you know what you have, everybody wants to kill you until you prove otherwise. Traffic stops, welfare checks, disturbances, doesn't matter. Everyone wants to kill you until you know otherwise. And that you have that mindset, your chances of surviving go up.
Right.
Greatly. I approached every traffic stop out of the thousands and I think I did 35,000 traffic stops in 6 years as a traffic officer.
That's a lot.
My mindset, on every car was this dude or dudette is going to try to kill me. And I had to approach it from that angle. I could not just walk up on a car lackadaisical, hey, how you doing? Nope. I'm walking up on that car like they want to kill me. I'm cautious. I don't have my gun on my holster, and I'm not low-radied on the car. I'm not doing that shit. But it's definitely my mind that I need to be ready to back up quick if I have to or engage quickly. Now, if you're law enforcement or if you're prior military or infantry like that, you know to move towards the threat. That's your thought process should be move to the threat, engage the target, and react to it by moving towards it. Sometimes you got to back off and take that cover.
Right.
If there's 3 people in the car with a gun, unless you're John Wick, you need to get the hell away from that car and get to a point of cover. Very important. You have the engine block on your car. That's why you should offset your vehicle. Offset. So it gives you some kind of cover and you get back behind that front, driver's side tire, and you got some engine block between you and that car. The engine block will stop bullets, and the A pillar, B pillar will also block bullets. And nothing else in the car is going to stop bullets. It's going to punch right through the aluminum on that car. But the engine block will stop bullet, and the A pillar and B pillar will stop a bullet. And your axle. If you got to get low, your axles can also stop bullets because that's solid iron, solid steel and iron.
That's true.
So, believe it or not, you can use the curb for cover. Believe it or not, you can get down low and use that curb. So most people, when they tend to shoot, they shoot low. So they're aiming at you, they're going to go low and shoot the damn concrete or the grass.
Okay.
I say this because I spent this last week at the firearms instructor school.
Oh, yeah.
So I now have my firearms instructor rating for Texas. I can now officially sign people off and teach them how to shoot, correct deficiencies, figure out what they're doing wrong in their shooting. If they're all over the target, well, that's just you smacking the shit out of the trigger. If it's one group, but it's in the bottom right corner, okay, you're heating, you're pulling. Like, I can diagnose how to get that back up to the center. It's all sounds pretty when you're shooting that. Oh, everything is right here. And everybody can do that if you take your sweet time and slowly squeeze the trigger back until it goes bang. Well, anybody can do that. Accuracy's primary first. Learn accuracy first. Correct trigger squeeze, sight alignment, whether you're using iron sights or a red dot sight. But everybody should still know to use iron sights. Red dot sights shut off and you're stuck. You need to know how to use your iron sights as well. So that should always be first. Learn iron sights and then go to an RDS. But you need to be able to back off the RDS and go back to iron sights. If the battery fails on that RDS, you can't count on it. They're great to have, but it's another failure point. Right. Battery dies. Glass breaks. You drop it just right. Now, most of the good ones, like Aimpoint, Steiner, EOTech has one now. They're pretty, they can take a pretty good beating, but it's still glass lenses. You drop it just right. You may have a cracked lens and you're still in the fight. You can't go, time out, I needed to get a different gun. You got to go to war with what you got, and it is what it is. So you got to check your equipment too. At the start of your shift, you should be checking your weapon. You should be racking that slide several times, making sure that it's not locked up shut because you dropped a candy bar in your holster and it bled chocolate all over your firearm. And that's part of instructing is you look at the weapons. Let me see your, and then trying to get that slide back. And you're like, what the hell? Because it's rusted shut because last time you touched it was your last qual.
Yeah. And
then it's been rained on. Or you got food all over it, and that thing is locked up. And you might get one round off, and that might be all you got. Mm-hmm. So if you begin your shift, what I used to do, take the mag out, check it, and then clear it. Be damn sure it's empty. Look, like physically stick your finger in that barrel and check the mag well, and then let it come forward, point in a safe direction, pull the trigger. Now you have an empty weapon you have verified.
Yeah.
Yank that slide back several times. Just make sure it's got a nice smooth pull on it. And then it goes all the way forward, and so it doesn't stop. And you got to slam it back into battery. That's a problem. That could be your spring too, or it just could be gunked up with chocolate. And then check your RDS. Is your RDS on? Is it nice and bright? Can you lower it and raise it? Some, like the Aimpoint, when the batteries get low, it stays real low and just stays low. Mm-hmm. Well, that's great if you're working nights, but if you're in daylight, you're gonna need to turn it up a little bit. You don't want to turn it up all the way and blind yourself out and leave it like that at night. If you're second shift, which is typically 3 to 10 or 3 to 11 or 2 to 10, you definitely want to have that red dot about what you need for dark and twilight and dark.
Right, both shifts.
Just enough to see it, catches your eye, but it's not blinding and flashing out your eyes. Of course, you shoot with both eyes open. That's the whole purpose of red dots is if you're a right-handed shooter, keep your left eye open so you can see the threat coming up on the left side because maybe he has help coming and you can turn and engage. You keep this eye shut, you kill all that peripheral vision. Mm-hmm. But you can shoot iron sights with both eyes open, and they train that. military trains that. Both eyes open. You don't need to shut your eyes. There's no reason to. One dominant eye will look down that slide at the front sight and your target. You can leave this eye open and train your eye to still pay attention to what's going on over here. And your shooting eye still kind of pay attention to what's going on over here if you had to engage another target.
Right.
The old days of fire 50 rounds at the 3-yard line, fire 2 rounds from the holster. That's kind of going away. You need to learn how to move, shoot, communicate, or shoot, move, communicate, move, shoot. Whichever verbiage you want to use. It all means the same.
Right.
You're not going to have time in a gunfight to pull it out, get a good sight picture, take your sweet time, and get ready. That's not going to happen. This guy's trying to kill you. So I heard a great saying this week, and I'd never heard it before. Sadly, I can't believe I never heard it before, but it's true. Competition is not a gunfight, but a gunfight is a competition, and the winner is the one going home.
Yeah.
So the suspect's already made up his mind he's going to pull a gun on you. We always start from the rear, always. We're just at a disadvantage every time because we don't walk up to every call like this.
Right.
With our gun out, pointing at a person.
It's true.
So if they made the mind to shoot you, they're already planning in their head what they're going to do to you. So they're already going to be on the jump, and you're reacting now to what they're doing. And you have to get off that X, get that weapon out, get it, and get rounds into him. And you can't afford to miss because there's a family in the house still. And then you hit a kid, or you hit an innocent person in the next house. So speed is great, but if you can't hit what you're aiming at, it don't fucking matter how fast you are.
Right.
So you need to be accurate and fast. That takes lots of time to build that when you start like this, and that's okay the very first time you shoot. But you should be working on trigger squeeze and all that to bring that into a nice tight group. That means you're hitting. So you've heard the term aim small, miss small. So what we do in training is we take 4-inch squares or 4-inch circles and put them right in the center of the target. And you aim for that circle in the center, the blacked out in the center. Aim for that. That's aim small, miss small. So if you look at this whole target and you're like, okay, I just got to hit anywhere in there. That's when you start hitting off to the sides.
Right.
Because you're aiming at this huge target. Bring it down, put a shoot and see, like a 5-inch shoot and see, or piece of white paper that's blacked out in the center, and you aim for that, and you'll bring it into right about there. You will absolutely bring it into right about there. Now you know at least you're putting rounds into your target and not missing and killing somebody down the street that had nothing to do with this. You might not go to jail for that. You're going to be fired, and your agency's going to be sued.
Yeah.
Big time. So for officers that don't take guns seriously, I just do my annual quals. Guys, that's not enough. It's not enough. This is your life. Your life depends on this weapon system. And if you have not learned how to use it and you're not comfortable with it, then you need to get training and you need to go to the range. Hopefully your agency can help you out and actually have range time. But some agencies don't. But there should be a shooting range in your area. Why not go out there, take just 50 rounds and just work on trigger squeeze? You don't got to be fast. Don't got to be fast. No one's asking you to be fast right off the rip. It's like police cadets. When you start with cadets, what do? We start in the classroom.
Right.
PowerPoints, the cardinal rules of firearm safety. Make it real clear these are not fucking toys. Don't flag your partner. Don't pull them out of the holster, waving them around. Keep these damn things in the holster until they need to come out or until you're instructed otherwise, so on and so forth. Then you go to the range. And there's going to be a lot of dry firing and a lot of moving before any ammo is ever introduced. There's going to be a lot of that because we need to see you. You're constantly putting your finger in the trigger before you get off on target. Are you constantly not paying attention to your muzzle awareness and you start pointing it left and right or turning around with it? Like, sir, I got a prop, and you start turning and your life flashes before your eyes because no matter how many times you do this, there's always one dumbass who managed to load a mag somehow. And then you find live ammo. Like, what the? There was that. It happened. I won't mention the agency. It's near here. It was SWAT. They were doing a showcase event for a school. They were doing rappelling and all that. Ooh, we're the SWAT team, coming in helicopters, rappelled down. We got the canines, blah, blah, blah. They had done a safety check of all their weapons prior. Went through them thoroughly. Someone still had ammo and shot another SWAT officer in the ass.
That sucks.
It's like, what? Like in front of everybody at this school, shot a SWAT officer in the ass.
Like Bad Boys 2.
Yeah, basically. So it doesn't matter how many times you check, there's always that one person who did not listen. Or, I used to be in the military, I don't need you to tell me how to be safe with a gun. Those are the ones that are the most dangerous. people with less training, like people who never handled a gun, are less dangerous than the ones who, I grew up on guns. I know exactly what I'm doing. I was in the Army 20 years ago. Those are actually more dangerous because they think that they know what they're doing. Now, if you came out of Delta, DevGru, SEALs, Green Berets, you probably do. You did thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds of repetition. But shooting is a perishable skill. But the cardinal rules of firearm safety don't change no matter what you're doing, from brand new shooter to a Delta operator. The cardinal rules of firearm safety don't fucking change. Keep your finger out of the trigger until you're actually ready to shoot.
Yeah.
I see people stand there all the time with their finger on the trigger. I'm like, movie posters where the main character stand there with guns and the fingers on the triggers. I'm like, oh my God, why? You're showing people that's okay. You're
Right.
showing people that that's all right. It's not. That, everybody I've taught, the first time I see a finger on the trigger, it's going to be a loud ass chewing. The second time, you're going to start sweating on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Third time, you're off the fucking range.
Planks, push-ups.
Planks, push-ups, mountain climbers, whatever, yeah. Up, downs, whatever I got to do to get your fucking attention to keep your finger off that damn trigger, because you're going to hurt somebody. So, as we all know, treat all firearms loaded at all times. They're loaded. I know you. I go watch you unload the weapon and hand it to me. I'm still going to check it myself.
Yeah.
You should never, ever, ever get your feelings hurt because I take a weapon from you and check it again.
Yeah, because you have to treat every firearm as if
You
it's
treat them
loaded.
as loaded until you have confirmed it's unloaded.
That's a rule.
That's a rule, and there's a reason for that rule, because unloaded guns have killed a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Always unloaded. Deadly conducts, where you're fast drawing in your mirror and you fire around into the next apartment and hit the person in the next apartment that was brushing their teeth getting ready for work. Responded to one of those when I was a violent crimes detective. It was an officer. And he fired right through the wall and went right, creased her head.
Oh, so
She was
close.
brushing her teeth. He's on the other side of the wall. And he's like, I unloaded it. Clearly, you unloaded it. Because that's why it went bang instead of click and went through the wall. We had to charge that officer deadly conduct. It didn't have a choice. You know the rules of firearm safety. I guarantee you, because when you're a firearms instructor, you document everything.
Right.
You document all training records. Who did what? Who had safety problems? How many times do you have to tell this guy this? How many times do you have to tell that gal that? We document every bit of that. And that's to cover your agency's butt and to cover your instructor's butt. So when you make them sign those cardinal firearm rules, treat all weapons as loaded. Don't point your weapon at anything you're not willing to kill or destroy. So, yeah, you may not shoot a person, but you're fucking around and shoot the side of your police car. And the agency goes, well, you owe us the money for that fender.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. You were fucking around, dude.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I say kill or destroy. Anything you're not willing to. Well, the one I heard once was kill, destroy, or purchase or buy.
yeah,
You know, you're gonna have to buy it.
Yeah.
So if you're at your house screwing around, you fire around at your TV. Yeah, you just bought a new TV. Hopefully, it didn't go through
Yeah.
the wall and hit the neighbor. Know your target, what's beyond it.
Mm-hmm.
Your arc of fire. So it's not just what's beyond your target, what's between you and your target as
Right.
well. So it's not just what's beyond your target, the arc of fire between the barrel and the target. What's in between here?
Yeah.
Unless you're a Delta operator, when those guys fire live ammunition around each other, they fired thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds. And they had instructors up their ass the whole time watching every move they made and making them pay and suffer dearly from fuck-ups before they ever got to fire live ammunition around each other. And they've had SEALs, Delta operators get shot practicing this stuff with live fire. It still happens. You're human. So the margin of error is really small with guns because we're humans and we think, I know what I'm doing. I don't like teaching men to shoot because I know how to shoot. I play Call of Duty. It's not an Xbox controller. It's a real firearm with real consequences. And I tell every police cadet, there's a $5 million price tag and a lawyer attached to every round on that gun.
Mm-hmm.
You better take it fucking serious. You can't just start fucking rapping off the damn trigger. If anyone's ever seen that very famous video of that CHP man, California Highway Patrol, and that shithead standing 3 feet apart from each other, and they both empty their guns at each other, neither one hits the other at 3 feet. The trooper didn't even hit the Tahoe the guy was standing in front of. And then the guy drove away. The guy got back into the car and drove off. I was like, okay, send his ass to the arcade with some quarters. That's fucking embarrassing. He panicked. They both panicked. Luckily, neither one actually got hit.
Right.
You know, okay. But I hope we learned. Because you can fire from here at close enough range and get them into the asshole while you're getting it up. But you can fire from here. Nothing says you can't. And we train for that.
Yeah.
Pull from here, pop, 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 as you're backing up to gain some offset and at least get effective rounds into the center mass. I'm not saying pull it out and put 2 right here in the blink of an eye. You're not Delta, you're not DevGru. Okay, again, thousands and thousands and thousands and hundreds of hours of training. There's a reason they can do that. But I guarantee you, they don't do it for 10 years. They're not going to be able to put both in the same hole 10 years later. It's constant practice.
Right.
Shooting ranges usually are not that expensive. The expensive part is the ammo. I'll give them that. Ammo is the expensive one. But while we're on that topic, I'm going to tout a website. They don't sponsor us. They don't know us. But I buy all my ammo through them. And I recommend this website and this company to anybody who wants ammunition, freedommunitions.com.
Okay.
They're a veteran-owned company. Their ammo is amazing. It's priced really well. You got remanufactured and brand new. Remanufactured stuff. I fired thousands of their reman. Never had a problem with it. I never had a hang fire. Nothing. I've never had a tie-up. The ammo burns clean. It shoots straight. It's great ammo. I buy 1,000 rounds of 9mm. Well, now, the prices are going up, but usually for about $240, buy 1,000 rounds of remanufactured 9mm round nose, 115 grain. Shoots amazing. They have in 5.56, 223. You name a caliber, they got it.
Okay.
So for those listening, you want ammo, and they ship it quick too. Like every time I've ordered the ammo, I had it within 2 or 3 days. I've had the ammo at my door.
It's not bad.
So
Good.
that's pretty speedy.
It is.
I don't like Winchester White Box anymore. Sorry, Winchester, I'm not knocking you, but the quality's gone down on the Winchester White Box. This last week, I fired a lot of that, and I had several dead primers. So it's a great tap rack drill. Rack it and keep going. And
Don't strike this, Winchester. This is just a product review.
yeah. Hey, we're not being paid by anybody.
We don't want no strikes.
We're not being paid by anybody. I don't care. But the Winchester White Box is not what it used to be, because we all used to get that. You used to get the box of 50 or the box of 100 for $9 or whatever, and that was, you go play with it. But I had, in the course of a week, and I fired about 1,800 rounds this last week. My hands are beat to shit. Had a blast though. I was in my happy place. Guns all week. That's all I did was guns. It was great. But I had 5 or 6 dead primers. That's not good numbers. That's really not good numbers. And that's in the middle of a drill. You can't stop the drill and go, hold on, I got a hang fire. No, clear the malfunction and keep going. So you smack it, rack it, and keep going. You get that round out and just keep firing and hope you don't get a second one. Like, what the hell? Now it might be my firing pin. Like, what the hell? It happened like 5 or 6 times though, and it all blew. And I wasn't the only one. It happened to several other guys too. Like, whoa. And I'm like, I don't like that. And I get they make it in bulk. But this is also range ammo. I've never had that problem with Hornady, critical defense stuff that we carry. That's what we carry is 9mm Hornady critical defense. I've never had that problem with Spear. Never had that problem with Winchester actual duty ammo. Never had that problem.
Right.
So if you got to have a hang fire, that's probably the place to have it, is on the range.
Yeah.
But that can't happen with any round, though. That's why they teach those malfunction drills. So you either got fail to fire, smack the bottom, rack it out, and just keep going, because you can't go time out. Nope. You're on a time constraint. Keep going. Now, for cadets, it's a little different. We want them to take their time, clear the malfunction first, and we can make up the time. But when you're in competition shooting or in the instructor school, there is no, hold on, I got to make it up. No, you had 5 seconds to fire 3 rounds. You better fire 3 rounds in 5 seconds, or you failed that string. That's it. So if you get a malfunction, smack a racket and keep going. That's what they're doing. But you have to step up to that. That's not first day shooting for cadets. So you take the cadets out there and slowly introduce them to this firearm. Some people are scared of guns. They're just naturally scared of them. They've never been around them. And if you're a really good instructor and you're patient and you show them this gun's not going to bite you. It's not going to turn around and grab your wrist. It's not going to jump out and run around and start shooting everybody. You control this weapon and what it does. You control it. It is under your control.
Right.
Guns are not the problem. Humans are the problem. When it comes to anything dangerous, people are the problem, not the item. If they banned all guns today and every gun owner disappeared, the murder rate probably wouldn't go down really. They'd find another way to do it. Whether it's a car, a knife, a bat, they'd find another fucking way.
They have to make another category.
Yeah, they'd just find it. Yeah, they would find another way.
Blunt force trauma, cutting instruments, devices, explosive devices, vehicles.
Humans are never ending in ways to kill each other, finding ways to kill each other. Humans are gifted at that.
Man-made pathogen.
Well, anthrax, sarin gas, anthrax, chlorine gas. This stuff still exists.
Yeah.
It didn't go away in World War II and it's gone. Stuff is still around, and there's parts of the world where it's still being used on people. You just don't hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
So some countries don't care about the Geneva Convention. They're going to use it. So, and on that note, you may have to respond to something like that as an officer.
Yeah.
Anthrax, sarin gas, chlorine gas, whatever it is, you may have to respond to that. You got to make the right call, the best call you can. But remember, if you get hurt, you can't help anybody.
That's true.
So if you see a cloud of gas and everybody's on the ground, don't run through the damn gas. Clearly, there's something that's toxic there. So unless you have a rebreather, probably shouldn't run through the gas to go help people. And I will tell you, your gas masks don't work on chlorine gas, FYI. They work on like OC, that shit for riots. It don't work on chlorine gas. It'll come right through the filter and kill your ass.
I think, what is it like? It's always like I see it as a joke. It's like douse a rag and piss and then put it over your face. Like I always see like that's always the joke, but there's some truth to that. Is ammonia supposedly like helps kill the chlorine gas, or it just reduces your exposure.
I've never heard that.
That's just always a joke. It's always a joke.
And I ain't going to be the one to test it.
I ain't going to test it either.
I'm not going to be the one to test it.
It's just always a joke.
Yeah, I'm not testing that theory. You go right ahead, though. I'll stand back and watch and go, man, that looks like it sucks.
I don't want to.
Hey, J-Man, just, you're good, man. Call to me.
I'm not being called piss face. I don't want to do it.
And if you drink a lot of water, you ain't going to get a whole lot of ammonia in there. For humans, it's uric acid. For cats, it's ammonia. So you're not going to get ammonia out of that anyway. That's cat piss, not human piss. Human piss is uric acid. Sorry.
Either way, still piss face.
Yep. You'll be piss face forever. If you survive it, you'll be piss face and roll call forever.
Yeah.
They'll say it lovingly, of course, but they're still going to call you piss face. Firearms, I mean, you should be a master of your trade no matter what it is, whether it's driving, firearms, report writing, interview and interrogation techniques, traffic stops, high-risk stops, felony stops, high-risk stops, however you want to put it. It all means the same shit. Like, for example, they don't use the term double taps anymore. It's called controlled pairs. It's the same damn shit. But you have to work up to that, and you have to practice, and you got to get ammo, and you got the range, you got to take it seriously, and you got to rework the fundamentals. When I go out to a range, I don't just pull it out and just start blasting everywhere. I check my fundamentals, make sure I haven't started slipping or fell off the wagon a little bit and just not paying attention. I work the fundamentals, trigger squeeze, not slapping it, squeezing it, making sure that I'm landing them where I want. And then I start working my speed back up a little bit. I come out of the holster, and for those that don't shoot their duty weapon, you need to be shooting your duty weapon.
Yeah.
If that's what you're carrying every day, wear your gun belt to the range and practice with it, because that is what you're carrying on duty. So if you have, I got a Glock Model 45 with a Aimpoint Acro P2 on it, but at the range, I got the $4,000 Staccato with the 2-pound trigger and the comp barrel and all that shit. I'm like, but you're not carrying that on duty.
Yeah, that's a nice gun, though.
Yeah, it's a nice gun, but that ain't what you're carrying.
Yeah.
You're carrying a 5.5-pound trigger Glock stock versus that race gun you got.
Yeah.
So which one do you think you ought to be practicing with? The one you carry every single day for work and it's your life? Or a life of somebody else because you missed because you 5.5-pound trigger versus a 2-pound trigger and I fired 20,000 rounds to Staccato. Yeah, I just fire 50 rounds annually through my work gun.
Yeah.
What are you carrying?
Very good point.
What are you carrying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't take the Staccato out and have fun too, but you should be practicing the weapon you carry. If you're a plainclothes or detective and you carry a Glock 43 or 48, practice with that. That's what you're carrying. That's what your life's going to depend on. So I practice with, as an investigator, I can carry either one. I can carry my full size or I can carry the Glock 43X.
Mm-hmm. I
carry my Glock full size. Off duty, I carry my 43X. But I practice with both because these are my life. This is what's going to keep me alive. I don't take my race gun out there and play with all that and leave my issued weapons at home in the holster. They do me no good there.
Right.
So when I go to a range, I will bring my whole duty belt with everything on it. Radio, baton, taser, light, mags, handcuffs, firearm. I bring it all. It's all in that belt because that's what I'm carrying every day. And that's the holster I need to be manipulating constantly. Carry it in the holster with the hood up. Not the hood down. You're not cheating this year because that's not what you're going to be doing on duty, is having the hood down. That hood needs to be up and locked. Mm-hmm. And you need to practice drawing, releasing those two locks, getting that weapon out, getting on target, and getting good firing. Best way to do that is buy a shot timer. Test yourself. Push yourself. If you can't work it yourself, most shot timers, you can set a timer on it. You put it down on a pocket, smack it, and you can set it for random. Some you can set for random time. You don't know if it's going to be 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds. You don't know.
Right.
And just get ready to beep, draw, concentrate on a good, smooth stroke draw. Get your feet should already be set. And pop, pop, pop. Whatever the drill you want to do. Double taps, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. Whatever you want to do. There's some drills that are excellent. Another instructor I work with put together what's called a 5-5-5-5-5 drill, and it was a great drill. It was 5 rounds in 5 seconds from the 5-yard line into a 5-inch circle, and they all had to be in the circle or it was an automatic fail. All had to be in the circle. That was a tough drill. First time I did it, I'd love to be able to say I got all 5. No, I got 1 flyer, but I ran the second string and got all 5 right about there in 5 seconds. So it can be done.
Yeah.
But it teaches you aim small, miss small. Get them in that small area, and you lower your odds greatly of having a flyer that hits somebody.
One of the drills that I liked in training recently, just pretty much like it's a 10-minute drill, 10 rounds, and it's pretty much 1 minute per round. Now, of course,
one round per minute.
1 round per minute. Yeah, I'm sorry. Said it backwards. 1 round per minute. And the whole point of that is focus on fundamentals. Breathing, trigger pull, sight alignment. We did this with the red dot. So, of course, making sure you got a good, solid view of the red dot and focus. Just as a warm-up drill. I still remember my instructor, man. He's if he's watching this, he knows. The penalty for finishing too early. Oh boy, you was gonna get on that concrete and plank. You were gonna plank. It's like you were walking that motherfucker. Like it's just crazy. But no, it was a really, really good drill. I feel like it helped me out a lot. It was probably the best training I went through as far as when it came to shooting a firearm. It was really, really, really good training.
I'm not saying you had to be Jerry Miculek and fire, 6 rounds from revolver in 0.2 seconds, but you should have some kind of passion for it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be at minimum comfortable with firearms. If you're one of those cops that's just not comfortable with a gun, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's your life. And these assholes out there with guns that are trying to kill you are very comfortable with guns. They're so comfortable they don't need a name. They just pull them out and start firing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how comfortable they are.
Like they'll point at their own camera, load it, point at each other.
Sometimes there's a happy ending to that, and life gets saved. If you catch my drift,
Yeah, no, yeah.
It is what it is. If you play with guns and you play with them, and you screw around with them. Eventually, it's going to happen. The odds are not in your favor. It will happen, and it'll happen. And you'll hurt somebody innocent. It never fails.
Yeah,
never fails. And law enforcement has come a long way in firearms training since even when I came on, and it was just. You fire 50 rounds and you're good. No stress shooting, no any actual speed shooting. It was fire 2 rounds in 10 seconds. 2 rounds in 10 seconds, my God, that's forever. But that's how it was back then. Now it's you fire 3 rounds in 4 seconds. That sounds like a lot of time. It's not to fire 3 accurate rounds. But if you practice enough to where you already, as you come up, you got a good grip, you've got it healed all the way. You start pulling back in that slack and you ride the reset, you can get 3 rounds in 4 seconds on target. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Moving and shooting. Step to the right, draw. Get off the X where the guy saw you. He's got to move now. You're moving away from his line of fire. He pulls out and starts shooting. You're already moving out of the way. Or barricade shooting. Or moving while shooting. Or shooting from behind cover. Do I really want to be right up on the cover or do I want to back up a little bit? So I'm not right up on the cover. I can just lean to the side, and all I'm exposing is my eye and my firearm, and that's it. Mm-hmm. So the rest of me is behind that cover. So to hit me, he's got to be a hell of an impressive shot.
Right.
Instead of getting so close to the barrel, you got to step so far out that you're exposing all your body. Back off 5 feet from the barrel. You can see him and just lean out, and all you're exposing is the firearm and your eye.
Right.
And that's it. And that gives you the best chances of survival. Remember, coverment stops bullets. Concealment just blocks you. Cover can be concealment. Concealment ain't always cover. So remember that, people. Don't stand behind the bushes. This will stop bullets. No, it won't. 9mm will zip right through that bullet and hit you that didn't even slow down. So cover concealment, not the same thing. So I'm not going to go too much longer on firearms, but officers, please take it serious. Go out and practice. Buy 50 rounds of Winchester White Box, or go to Freedom Munitions. Buy 100 rounds of Freedom Munitions, or buy 1,000 rounds in bulk. You guys will spend $1 million on bangs and monsters and Oakleys and tattoos, but you won't pay money to practice on what can save your life. What ensures you will go home to your family at the end of the damn shift. Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to go to a grand jury. You're going to be investigated, but you're alive to do that. Versus you're dead. This shithead now gets to be in jail for 35 years when he go to trial, and he probably won't even get the chair. And if he does get the death penalty, he's going to sit on death row for 25 years before they put his ass to fucking death. And you're dead because you didn't take your shooting seriously. If you need to get outside training, there are places you can get outside training. Happily teach you. Thunder Ranch, Gun Sight in Arizona, Thunder Ranch in Oregon, GBR. I'm not going to recommend another one. He's a fucking windbag. He's a liar, so I don't want to learn. He's a hell of a shooter, but he's a fucking windbag. I don't want to listen to him. But there's training all over the United States. Mm-hmm. Pay for it. Maybe your agency will actually pay for it. You never know. If you have an agency that really pro training, maybe they'll pay for it.
Yeah.
And you can go to it. And Gunsight has a really good 3-gun course, pistol, rifle, shotgun. And they start the basics every day. You get there and they ask you, who here is high speed, low drag? Oh, okay, well, we're going to find out. But they teach everybody at the lower level first, at the base level, to make sure everybody's on the same page. Then they start moving into the fun shit. But you can't, unless it's a whole team of Delta operators that show up for training, where the government's paid for it and they're going to get some fun time in. I guarantee you Delta doesn't have to go to Gunsight. They have people they pay to come to them
right
at Fort Bragg. But unless they're all Delta operators, they're going to assume everyone here is a shitty person with a gun, and they're going to work from there. And then when they're comfortable that everybody here is safe, and everybody here can move and shoot, and everybody here takes the cardinal rules of firearms safety, seriously, then they'll start moving to the fun stuff. Great instructors out there. Thunder Ranch, Clint. I love Clint at Thunder Ranch. If anybody's watched him on YouTube, he says exactly what's on his mind. He don't give a shit if you like it or not. He tells you the truth. He'll tell you, you're a shitty shot. You're a shitty shooter. And people are like, oh my God. Well, yeah, he knows what he's talking about. Between Vietnam and being a cop and being on SWAT, he's seen some shit. So he will tell you to your face, you suck. But he's going to try to help you to get to be not sucking. But if you sitting there, I'm a bad motherfucker, and all your shit's inside here at 5 yards, he's going to look at you like you're a fucking moron. At 5 yards, you should be inside here at 5 yards. 2x3 at 5 yards, easily. In 3 yards, you should be in that 2-inch circle at 3 yards. You're 9 feet away. My God. You put your arms out, you just took 2.5 feet away from that 9 feet. Well, I have T-Rex arms, so 2 feet. You got nice long arms. You can be 2.5 feet. But you want instructors that push you.
Yeah.
You don't want instructors like, hey, they pay money, so I'm going to let them do whatever the hell they want. No. You want to be pushed. You want instructors to force you to be better, that climb in your ass, get in your shit, and force you to be better. Plus, there's the pride thing. You run around a bunch of other guys, you shoot like shit, they're all shooting great, and those guys all look at each other like, this fucking idiot. So you really want to pick that up. But you have to learn fundamentals. Delta operators have to learn fundamentals. That is just how it is. You cannot shoot well without basic fundamentals. Speed comes with time. Accuracy is first. Develop your accuracy, your trigger pull, and then start working maybe some speed into it. And you'll fire the first two, fire 2 rounds to the chest, 1 round to the head in 3 seconds. And you'll pop, 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 and they'll be all over the place. Okay? So when you put the stress on you, which is the timer, then you notice you just started shooting willy-nilly. You didn't concentrate on those fundamentals. And then as time goes by, you start working on pop, pop, pop. You pull, though, you do a nice, smooth trigger pull, and you ride that reset. You can keep your finger in the trigger because you're on target. Yep. You don't got to take it out. You don't got to index it, put it back in after every shot. You're on target. Keep your finger on the trigger, fire that first round, let it come to the reset, and squeeze it back. Mm-hmm. And you can get nice 2, fairly close to each other, as long as you have that good sight picture, whether it's a red dot or irons. Pop, pop, pop. That wasn't 3 seconds. It wasn't even close. But when you tell them they're going to time you, that's when the stress level goes up, and you got to get the rounds off. And then I want to be faster than the guy to my left. I want to be faster than the guy to my right. So maybe he did it in 2.89 seconds, but he put 2 in the chest and 1 in the head. You did it in 1.5 seconds, but you got 1 over here, and you missed the head entirely.
Yeah.
So it didn't really matter how fast you were, did it? Didn't matter one iota. He got his rounds where he needed to go, and you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So speed comes with time. Start with the accuracy and fundamentals. That's all I'm going to foot stomp on that. But guns, you got to have a passion for them because they will save your life. But function check your firearm before you go on shift. Make sure your red dot's on. Make sure it's tight. Make sure it ain't loose because they do come loose. If you shoot them enough, they'll come loose. That's why you always want to keep a tool that you can tighten the fucker back down.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that it turns up and down, that the light's working on the red dot. Make sure your flashlight the light on the end of your barrel light is working. Make sure that you can rack the slide freely, let it go, and it goes all the way back into battery. And making sure the gun is empty. Let me say that again for those in the back not listening. Make sure your fucking gun is clear. Do a few trigger squeezes. Fire it, hold it back, rack the slide, let it go to the reset, fire it again. Make sure that the trigger is actually working properly. It's not locking up on you.
Right.
It means the spring broke or something in there. And, oh, shit. You're not carrying that day. You immediately call your firearms personnel and go, hey, I got a problem with my gun. Something ain't right. They would rather you tell them that because, I function checked it, than you find out the really hard way into shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to get the gun from you. And, because when you get in officer-involved shooting, they take your gun from you. They test your gun. So for those that don't understand how this works, I'm going to give you a little bit of knowledge. Most agencies, at least all the big ones, and even most of the small ones, you cannot modify your weapon without permission from your agency, and it's got to be documented because now it's liability on them. So if you buy, you get issued, let's say your agency issues you a Glock Model 45 MOS 9mm. You decide, well, I don't like that 5.5 pound trigger. I'm going to throw a 2 pound pyramid, trigger on it. I'm going to put a ported barrel on it. I'm going to put a compensator on it. You didn't get permission to do any of that. Then you get into an officer-involved shooting. The firearms people take your weapon and they go test it. They test the trigger. They test everything. And all of a sudden it fires at 2 pounds instead of 5.5. And Texas TCOL requires a 5.5 pound trigger on every firearm with exceptions. There are exceptions like SWAT members. Some SWAT teams issue a secondary sidearm to SWAT, and those triggers are 2 or 3 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not allowed to carry them on regular patrol duty. That's for SWAT callouts, kind of thing. That varies from agency to agency, but that's pretty accurate usually across the board. So if you go modifying that firearm because you wanted that 2 pound flat pyramid trigger, you're going to have a big problem if you didn't get that blessed by your agency, and they're not going to bless it because TCOL says 5.5 pounds. So agencies still have to go off what TCOL says. And I think New York is like 10 pounds or 7 or some shit. Like Chicago is like 7 pounds, some ungodly amount. Can you still do it? Yes, you can. You can still fire with a 10 pound trigger, but that's a hell of a squeeze back. Let me tell you, it's a lot of pressure. But they did that to avoid the accidental discharges. So instead of beating their ass on their fingers beating the triggers, they just made it a 10 pound trigger. It was like trying to pull your finger through concrete. Their accuracy has suffered because of that. 10 pounds is a lot of weight on a trigger. Glocks come out of the factory 5 to 6 pounds usually. TCOL requires 5.5 for the state of Texas.
Okay.
But if you want to do anything to your firearm, it's got to be blessed and documented by your firearms personnel. Has to be. That no ifs, ands, or buts. Because when they take that weapon from you, they're going to go through it. They're going to see did you have agency issued ammunition, or at least approved by your agency to carry that ammunition. So you shouldn't have a shotgun with dragon's breath rounds in it. It all has to be approved by your agency or issued by your agency. Most agencies issue the ammo for liability. Here, use this. We've blessed it. Use that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to check your ammo. They're going to check the functionality. What's the trigger poundage? And what's the squeeze poundage on that firearm? Did the red dot work? Were the sights aligned? They're going to check this weapon. They're going to do a full report on the condition of this weapon. And the documentation better match what was on it. Now, a light might be the only thing that they don't care about you putting on, but every agency I know that allows you to run a red dot makes you qualify with that red dot with your agency.
Yeah.
So they know it's zeroed in, and they've trained you to use it. Now the agency will assume the liability for that red dot sight. But if you modify that weapon, you just assumed the liability for that weapon. Now it's on you now. Agencies will be like, we didn't prove that. And you're sitting there having to explain to a civilian jury why you took a regular Glock 45, ported it, put a comp on it, to a 2-pound trigger, flared mag wells, red dot sight, none of that was approved by your agency. You went and modified your own firearm. So any agency worth a shit is going to have a policy saying absolutely not.
Yeah.
You got to get it approved, and it's got to be documented by your firearms personnel that I want to do this. They're not going to let you put a 2-pound comp trigger. Sorry. Not going to happen. End of story. The answer is going to be no every fucking time. They go, yeah, sure, do whatever you want. That's not a good agency, because they're going to have to answer for that, and they're going to try to throw you under the bus. You never asked us. He never asked us. That's the first time we heard about it. They will. But I tell you right now, we've had officers come out for in-service or annual or training, and they can't even rack the slide on their weapon because it's so crusted shut. Or they have no idea how to operate that weapon, take it apart to clean it. You have to know how to take your weapon apart and clean the damn thing. You're not an armorer, so don't take it down to the armorer level by popping all the pins and pulling everything out. But you should at least be able to take the 4 basic components apart. Slide, barrel, spring, and the lower. And take it apart, clean it, make sure everything works, look at everything, make sure there's no cracks in the barrel. How hard is that? But most of these officers don't touch that gun until the next year. They get out of the firing range and they pull it out and go, and that's it. And it goes back about a half inch. Or they fire the first round and it's done. And then the FPCO, if he's worth a shit, will climb 2 feet into your ass. Because that gun has been in that holster for how long in that condition where it will not fire?
Right, yeah. It's true.
That's dangerous. Mm-hmm. The firearms, all the firearms guys want to do is make sure, A, you're trained, B, you know your agency policy, C, you know Chapter 9 use of force, and you know how to actually functionally use this firearm. It's an insult to them when you can't, because that makes them, you try to make it out to be their problem. No, that's your problem. You failed, not them. They gave you the tools to succeed and documented every bit of it. You decided not to take it seriously because, hey, I'm community policing, it ain't gonna happen to me. Or, hey, I work courthouse, it ain't gonna happen to me. Or, hey, I work admin, it ain't gonna happen to me. It can happen to anybody wearing a uniform or badge at any time. Mm-hmm. Let's say you are admin duty. Well, I'm gonna hop out to the Whataburger for lunch, and you walk into a robbery. Are you gonna, oh, sorry guys, I'm admin, and step back out the door, get back in the car and drive off? Or are you gonna pull your weapon, police on the ground, and then if they turn with a gun, well, they made their choice, and hope you hit them and not any of the cashiers or cooks or patrons in the restaurant. So you can't assume just because I'm in SWAT, I'm in gangs, I'm in this, I'm in street crimes, that you don't need to use that gun. Every single officer, bar none, is in that position where they may have to use that firearm to protect themselves or somebody else. Mm-hmm. That's just the realities of the situation. You don't like it? Go find another job.
Yeah.
Because you're not taking this shit seriously. So that's my foot stomp on firearms. It was a long and fun week. I had a blast. I would do it again. I'd recommend that course to any officer should go take the instructor course. You just learn so much in that course. You learn so much and how to teach it, what it really means. Because instructors don't tell the cadets everything and why they're teaching it. Some things they just do it and say, do it this way. When you get to the instructor level, you're learning why that's important. And so, and everything's fluid, everything changes. The drills change. You can make your own drills as long as you can justify them and go, okay, this drill is important because of X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. This drill is important because of X, Y, Z. It should never just be stock standard shooting. 3-yard line, 5-yard line, 7-yard line, 10, 15, 20, and 25. All right, we're good. See y'all next year. A good firearms program should be safe, number one. Safety is above all else. It should be practicable and applicable to law enforcement, and should be repeatable. Should be duplicative. You can do it again, and you can do it again, and you can do it again, and you do it at the level that they understand it. You're not going to fire these super complex. Run to that first barrel, fire 5 rounds. Run to that second barrel, fire 2 rounds to the left, 2 rounds to the right. Mag change is needed. Run to the next barrel, fire 9 rounds. That's not realistic. Okay, especially for cadets or people that don't use these constantly, or people who aren't sport shooters like they're IPSC or BIPSC or USPCA, crap like that. Comp shooters that they got $10,000 on their belt and they got a race gun that's $7,000 and all the extras, the competition, all that shit. This is for cadets and officers who use them daily.
Right.
So fire 2 rounds to the left barrel, run to that barrel, fire 2 rounds. That's pretty simple. But it's getting you in the mindset of moving safely with a weapon out, getting the rounds effectively into the target. That's what it's doing. Just making you comfortable. But there's nothing wrong with going and getting more training on your own.
Yeah.
Pay for it. If you got to pay for it, one less tattoo. Have a month without bangs, a Zins, whatever you got to do. But you spend money on stupid shit. You buy this fucking Raptor F-150 that costs $105,000, and you're willing to spend money on a truck, but you won't go get extra training. That could save your life.
Yeah.
And then your kid's got the Raptor. Where now your now widowed wife has the Raptor, and what's she gonna do with it?
All right.
Sit there and die? Is she gonna make that $1,500 a month truck payment, or is she gonna let it repo? So save your lives, guys. Save your own lives, because at the end of the day, you're by yourself and it's you. And that's it. 2 a.m, side of the highway, you stop the car and the guy's got a murder warrant, and he decides he's gonna add to it, because what are they gonna do? Kill him twice? So he's gonna decide he's gonna do what he's gotta do to get away. And it's happened. And it's happened so many times. It's an unending list of officers that have died just from a traffic stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just walk up, hey, it's just a speeding ticket. And the guy's like, he knows I'm wanted for murder. And you have no idea who's in the damn car, because for those that don't know and think every stop is race driven, we don't fucking know who you are in the goddamn car from the back.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to throw that out there.
Especially when you got 0 tint 360 all around the car.
So
When
you were a patrolman,
I'm like, bro, I can't even see.
let me ask you something, J-Man. How many people did you know the race of or the gender of when you traffic stopped them?
None. Can't see.
I might know them if they passed me coming this way, and I'm like, oh, look at that windshield. That's all cracked as shit. And,
Right.
All right, registration expired. 90% of your traffic stops are from the ass. I can't tell if you're male, female, whatever Q you want to be, whatever gender you describe, whatever race you are. I can't tell that shit till I walk up on the damn car. And no one else can either.
I work mostly nights.
Yeah, and I work mostly nights. And I had that once where the guy was in the passenger. Oh, you only pulled me over, a driver. You only pulled me over because I'm black. I said, hey, sir, see that car going by? What race is that guy? And he looked, he goes, I can't tell. I said, no shit. So anyway, now that we're past the bullshit, can I get your license? And to shut him up.
Oh, man.
And he shut up.
Yeah.
Because he realized just how stupid he fucking sounded. So now, I did say earlier, you're not going to walk up a traffic stop below ready. I did say that. However, at night, if something just seemed off, I would walk up on the passenger side and I'd have my gun down by my side. I'm not pointing it at him.
Mm-hmm.
I've got it down by my side because that takes off time trying to get it out of the holster. So I got it down by my side where the person can't see it. Good evening. I'm Officer So-and-so. There's a stop to XYZ. And I'm reading the situation. It could be just some teenager coming home from work. I'm so sorry, I was speeding. Or you got some hardcore gangbanger looking at you with death in their eyes. And once I know the situation and I got a good read on it, I can just lean back and holster that quietly without them even knowing it was out of the holster. Don't turn around to them and click. They're like, oh, you had your gun out because I was black. Or you had your gun out because I'm this. Or you did.
Mm-hmm.
Just quietly holster it. They don't even ever know it was out and move on with your day. And you do that, it gives you reaction time. But I had a traffic stop, and I think I've told this story on our podcast before, but I'm going to drive it home with this. Something felt wrong with that car. And I was like, something's off. I walked up I put myself out. Hey, go and start another unit. Something seems off. Walk on the passenger side, have my gun down by my side. He's looking towards the driver's door like this with the gun pointed at the door. I don't know what clued me something was off, but something clued me there was something not right about this car. Can't tell you what it was to this day, but I'm glad I listened to it because the gun was pointed right at the door like this, and he was looking like this. He didn't see me come up on the passenger side. So I just took a nice good side picture, made it real clear. You turn with that gun, I kill you. And he looked at me, and he knew I had him. I said, go ahead, see what happens. Drop it now. And thunk, he let it go. Give me units here now. We all get up, get him out, get him cuffed. He's wanted for murder out of another state. And he told me, I was going to kill your bitch ass as soon as you walked up and drive off. That was an eye-opener.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a good side picture. If he'd have turned with that gun, I'd have put 3 in his face. Didn't want to, but he's made that choice now.
Right.
So I can either be a shitbag and hope, just start, kill the passengers in the front seat. But I made sure I moved and I motioned her back. And she laid up against the seat like this and I had a good full side picture. I didn't want to come around to the windshield because the ammo they were issuing us at the time wouldn't punch a windshield. So I had to move to where I had a line of sight on him away from her, and I knew I could get past her as long as she didn't freak out and lean forward, but he had that gun pointed at the door. So what was I supposed to do at that point? Hey, sir, step out of that car. Nope. Get a good side picture. Show me your hands. Drop that gun right now or I'll kill you. And he looked over me, knew he was caught, dropped the gun. It wasn't worth dying at that night. I guess he figured try another night. Give me other units here. They get in there, get him out of the car, cuff him. Yeah, wanted for murder.
Yeah.
So, and he told me to my face on camera, I was going to kill your bitch ass and drive off. I'm glad I didn't walk up on the driver's side.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to those little angels in your head telling you, don't do this. Something's off. Stop. Listen to them. They're telling you what your subconscious is telling you what your conscious ain't picked up yet. So
Right.
I'm going to stop hammering that. So firearms, though, so important. And if you don't take them seriously, you may not get another chance. There's a million different versions of that, but they all mean the same thing. Go home at the end of your shift. You may be battered, maybe bruised, but you're home at the end of your shift to take a hot bath, take a hot shower, and just lay there and go, it was a good day. I came home.
Yeah.
So have you've seen We Were Soldiers? With
Can't remember.
the first battle in Vietnam, Mel Brooks.
No.
Or not Mel Brooks. Not Mel Brooks. What's his name?
Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson and Sam Elliott.
I haven't actually seen it.
You've never seen We Were Soldiers?
No.
Get the hell out of my podcast, dude. Open the door. Get the fuck out of my podcast. That's not even a joke. I want you out of my fucking podcast. Okay, before they go to Vietnam, Sergeant Major Plumley, this is a real story. He was in World War II and Korea. A battle-hardened veteran. They get to Vietnam. They're going to go to Vietnam. They already know they're going to Vietnam. They're getting spun up. 1964ish. They're getting training. They know they're going to Vietnam. Well, there's a brand new sergeant training who walks by. Morning, Sergeant Major. It's a great morning, Sergeant Major. And he's like, what's so fucking good about it? After they survived the first battle, he goes to that sergeant goes, that's a good day. What he meant by that was, you're alive. That's a good day. No matter how bad it was, you're here.
Right.
So that's what I tell people. It was a good day. Man, all that shit, you're alive. That's a good day. You're going home and someone is in jail. That's a good day. So don't, oh man, I got the shit kicked out of me. Today sucked and you're home. You're alive.
Yeah.
Your loved ones get to see you. You get to go home and kiss your kids, kiss your woman, and try another day. Take some Advil, take a hot bath, take a hot shower, go to bed, get up the next morning and do it again. And drag your fried, weary carcass into fucking work and go back to work. People are counting on you. But your family's counting on you to come home.
Yeah.
Your kids are counting on you to come home. Your parents are counting on you to come home. Your coworkers are counting on you. So do what you got to do to protect you. Now, I foot stomped the shit out of guns, and that wasn't supposed to be what this episode was about, but we kind of got a little carried away, really.
Yeah,
I
it's
got
all right.
carried away. But with all the crap going on in the world right now, it's kind of appropriate.
Yeah.
That Austin active shooter, those Austin officers did a fantastic job, and they stopped that fast.
Mm-hmm.
Could they stop the guy from killing a couple people first? No, because you got to react to the situation, not act to it. So they reacted to what was going on. They made it there quick. Under a minute, it was over, and the guy died on scene. The officers did a great job. None of their rounds had a secondary person. Fantastic job. 100% that one's going to be used in training as the right way to approach things. Uvalde was the wrong way to approach things, and we're still paying the price for that very shitty response. And those horrible officers did a shit job. Austin officers, totally opposite, did a great job. Ran to the threat, engaged the threat, and then started rendering aid to everybody. Horrible video to watch, that woman doing CPR on a loved one. That's hard to watch. But they're like, well, how come they didn't stop it beforehand? It doesn't quite work that way.
Not Minority Report.
Yeah, we don't do pre-crime. Okay, we can't look at somebody and go, oh, they're Muslim. Automatically, they're a terrorist.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Nope. And they wouldn't want it that way anyway.
And you wouldn't, and exactly right. You would not want it that way anyway.
I'm pretty sure there's people
Being
who
free-
ask that question. Stupid question.
Remember what I said in the last episode?
Oh, yeah.
Being free comes at a cost.
Yeah.
This is the cost. An armed society is a polite one. Now, you can't carry guns in bars in Texas unless you were a law enforcement officer, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
No one else can carry a gun in a bar. And I'm not advocating carrying guns in bars because alcohol and firearms, never a great mix. Never, ever a great mix. Even if you don't mean anything wrong by it, you're drunk trying to pull it and you're trying to get a good sight picture, you fire and you miss and you hit the gal down the bar trying to hit the guy that was trying to kill you, you're liable for that bullet. You may get a manslaughter charge.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you weren't trying to kill her, but she's still dead and there's got to be a price paid for that. So, honestly, I don't go out with those crowds. I just don't. I stay away from crowds. I avoid crowds. I don't go to parties. I don't go to bars. I don't go to clubs. Why? Too much shit happens there. And I don't have to talk to my sergeant that night or the next morning going, yeah, I shouldn't have been there. A big bar fight. I was involved. I don't want all that. So for officers that are new, because older officers, you ain't going to have this problem. Older officers don't go advertising that they're cops. They've learned a long time ago, keep your fucking mouth shut about that. Take all the stickers off your car, Mullen Lobby, fucking blue line flags. Take all that shit off your fucking car. Don't wear blue line sunglasses, Oakleys of the blue line, or I hunt what you fear, and all that horse shit. All you're doing is advertising that you're a cop with a gun. You're automatically a target, automatically by someone who just hates cops that day because they had a bad day. They just got out of jail. Their brother got arrested, whatever the hell it is. And there you are with your wife and kids wearing your 511s and your blue line t-shirt. And honey, don't tell people I'm a cop. It's dangerous. But there you are practically looking like a fucking cop. Okay. I see rookies do it all the time. They have the stickers or badges on their car and they got 511s and Oakley was the 511 or the blue line and all that. I'm like, you're an idiot. And then half of them aren't carrying. Oh, it's uncomfortable off duty. You're a fucking tool. Then you got the other guy, though, goes way too far. He's got 2 off-duty carries and 5 mags in the front. He's got 3 knives on him. I'm like, good Lord, dude. You look like you're trying to find trouble. That's how it will be. That's how it'll be presented by the lawyer on the other side. You were looking for trouble. You wanted trouble. Me, you can never tell I'm a cop off duty. I have a carry that you can't see it. You ain't gonna know it's there until you need to see it's there. And if I'm pulling it out, it's something bad happened. I'm not just showing it for giggles.
Right.
That's it. I don't look like a cop. I don't dress like one. I don't have any stickers on my car. I keep my gun hidden and away. And everybody that knows me, we don't talk about what I do around people we don't know. Don't go to the party and go, oh yeah, he's a cop. Shut the fuck up. There's 2 occupations for the most part that you are identified by what you do. Cop, doctor. Firefighters will just tell you they're a firefighter. You don't got to ask. They'll just tell you they're a fireman. Okay, because everyone loves a fireman. They're not worried about someone trying to break their skull because they're a fireman. But a cop, it is an actual valid worry to be off duty and have your wife and kids or girlfriend and kids or just girlfriend or whatever, and some asshole remembers you or has a grudge against cops because that dude's a cop for sure. The 511s, the fucking, the Bates boots and the blue line shirt. Oh, fuck him. He may not have a gun on him today too and he's off duty.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look like a cop off duty. That's not who you are. Just, I tell cadets all the time. You're a cop, but that's not who you are. That is your profession. Off duty, be a civilian.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't get involved if you have to, because sometimes shit happens. You ain't got no choice, because by law, you are required to take action. But get your family out of the way first, do what you got to do, and then handle business. But if it's a misdemeanor nonviolent, let it go. Be a good witness, called in, and that's it. Don't run up there trying to get involved in some misdemeanor bullshit, and then, at minimum, the wife and kids got to go home, and you got to stay and do all the damn paperwork because you saw it. You made the arrest, you dumbass. But if it's a violent felony, you ain't going to have a choice. You walk into a robbery, oh, hey, I'm off duty and walk out. You're going to have to address it. Because let's just say at a level someone recognized you and saw you leave, and the robbery happened. How's that headline going to look? Officer so-and-so from agency so-and-so, off duty, walked into a robbery, did not engage, and left the location. Yeah. Well, that's a great headline.
Yeah.
That's a great headline. Boy, your chief's going to love that headline. Sometimes you ain't got a choice. That's what I tell people. Before you walk into a convenience store, look through the windows. You learned that. I taught you that. Don't pull right up in front of that convenience store. Park at the end.
Yeah.
Look in the windows as you're walking up. Do you see the clerk? Do you see anybody in the store? Well, maybe take a second. Just look. What's it going to cost you? You need your bang and your Zyn that bad you can't take an extra 5 seconds and make sure everything's okay before you just go waltzing with your phone down like this and walking to the door and there's a guy robbing the joint. You look up and the last thing you see is a flash.
Yeah.
Like, really? Pay attention to what the hell's going around you. Put these away. Okay, your side piece can wait. Put the shit away. When you're on duty in uniform, you are a target the entire time. Put this shit away and pay attention to what's going on around you.
Yeah.
So don't park right in front. Whenever I go to a gas station to gas up on duty, I park at the far end. I park at the farthest pumps I can. That way I can see the store and I can see in and out. But I'm not parked directly in front of where they saw the car pulling, look, and there's a police car. And, oh, shit, now it's a hostage situation.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Let it breathe. And you go to walk in. I don't walk right to the doors. I walk to the front and then cut left or right. And then just kind of look in the doors. Just kind of see what I got before I just go waltzing in there. Make sure I can see the clerk. Make sure everything kind of looks right. Like, hey, this don't look right. Like if you go to that store every day and you know the clerk, and you're talking to that clerk all the time, and then he's acting completely different, it may sound corny, but there could be someone underneath the counter telling him, you even blink and I kill you. So all of a sudden, he ain't acting normal. Like, hey, good morning, sir. How are you today? You okay, dude? Yes, I am fine. Maybe come around the counter and take a gander. You know what I mean? Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to what doesn't look right. Humans work on pattern recognition. If you and I did the podcast where every week I had a Dr. Pepper here and you had a Sprite right there, every single time you had the Sprite and a Dr. Pepper, then 1 week we change them. That should get noticed immediately. And we'll probably get noticed, whoa, because that's not normal. We work on pattern recognition as human beings.
Right.
So as a cop, you should be working on pattern recognition every day. That clerk is always, hey, what's up, man? Didn't do it, huh? Every day he's got a corny joke and every day he's weird, but one day you walk in and he's just staring at you. Good morning, sir. There's probably a problem, and you definitely need to be paying attention to that. Like, hey, man, what's up? You good? How's life? And he's maybe draw your gun, kind of start peek around the counter and see what you got. Because you might have just walked into a robbery, gone south.
Yeah.
So pay attention to your surroundings, guys. The world ain't getting any safer. It's only getting more dangerous. The softer the country gets in security, the more dangerous it's going to get for you, because they're going to come over by sea and land and air into this country, and they got bad designs. Then you got your homegrown ones that just grew up here and just shitheads.
Mm-hmm.
So the two oceans don't mean shit anymore, and the two countries don't mean shit no more that are patting us. They're here in the country. This terrorism crap can happen anywhere, anytime. Now, the chance of it happening in little town Iowa, population 100 with 3 cops, probably not. But a mid-sized city and up, football game on a Friday night, good place for a bomb. The purpose of terrorism is to terrorize. Right. You don't know when it's coming. You don't know where it's going to be. If you lived in New York and the terrorists said, we're going to attack LA, you probably wouldn't be that worried about it because you live in fucking New York. But if you don't know where it's going to happen, and it could happen anywhere, that's what they want. They want to drive people through fear. Don't go here. Don't go out. Don't enjoy your life. Don't go have the fun that you used to have because you might die. That's what they want. That's what they want. So you saw Sicario 2, right?
No.
You never? We Were Soldiers, Sicario 2. My goodness.
Oh.
Okay, well, but they're in the beginning of Sicario 2. 3 Middle Eastern terrorists came over the southern border illegally and went into a supermarket with suicide vests on. It was just a random supermarket and blew it up. That is very plausible, incredibly plausible that can happen. Like, in fact, it's probable it's going to happen. It's not a if, it's when is that going to happen? It's going to happen. And you as the first responders are going to be the first ones to deal with the carnage when you get there.
Yeah.
Another tip to remember is terrorists like to set secondaries. So, ever seen the movie The Kingdom?
No. I'm sorry.
Man, the point of The Kingdom was they set out the first bomb at the embassy to suck everybody in. And then when everybody got there, set off the really big fucker.
Okay.
To get the draw in first responders. So it's, your secondary and your primary.
Okay.
So you need to be cognizant of that too. When you get a call, hey, a bomb's just gone off at this supermarket or whatever, and you're rushing to the scene, you need to be thinking there could be a secondary weapon. There could be a secondary explosive in the area. I'm not saying to do your job, just put it in the back of your mind. Like,
right.
I need to be cognizant of that. So just FYI.
Okay.
So you need to see The Kingdom, Sicario 2, and We Were Soldiers. That's 3. That's homework. That's homework. For next week's podcast, we're going to quiz J-Man on those 3 movies. Character names, locations, and plots. So everybody be ready next week and send in your questions that you want me to ask him about those 3 movies.
Oh, man.
Might want to watch them. You're going to have 7 days.
7 days. 7 days.
7 days to watch 3 movies. Send in really good questions, guys. What is Matt's last name in Sicario? Ooh, that's a good one. It says it like 4 times each movie. So, but the point of Sicario 2 was that terrorists are coming across the southern border.
Okay.
That is happening right now as we speak. It is happening. Border Patrol, they're keeping it quiet because they don't want Border Patrol advertising this shit. But they're catching Middle Eastern people of Middle Eastern heritage coming across the border that are on the terrorist watch list or have been picked up previously and put in Guantanamo during the war and then released. Now trying to get back into the U.S. Yeah, we don't want you here. Sorry. My bad, but you're not coming.
Yeah.
And don't call me a racist. Call me a realist with security. The security of my country comes before your fucking feelings. Okay, you want to come here, do it right. Apply, run a background check. Ant flagged. Sorry, have a nice day. Sorry, you tried, man. Try Western Europe, man. They're taking everybody these days, and they're paying for it too. They're paying for it in Western Europe. Sexual assault rate's gone through the roof. Homicide rate, assault rate has gone through the ceiling, and it's Middle Eastern driven because they're trying to bring Sharia law to Western Europe. So if you're not a Muslim, you're fair game under Islam. You're fair game. Now, is that every Muslim? No, you're going to have your radicals in every religion. We got radical Catholics, radical Christians, radical Baptists, radical Mormons. You have radicals in every walk of life. But there's only seems to be like one religion kind of willing to blow themselves up to get your ass. Christians generally don't strap a suicide vest to themselves to get you. We don't believe suicide is okay. Whereas Muslims, that's an express ticket to paradise. Mm. So when people are like, how come no one says anything about nuns being covered up? Well, nuns don't randomly explode. It's called realism. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but that's real. That's realistic threat assessment. I don't care if they like it or not. Truth is harsh.
Don't randomly explode.
Nuns don't randomly explode.
Okay. I just
never seen a nun randomly explode, but I've seen a few Middle Easterners who do it in the multiple combat tours in the Middle East I had. I've seen quite a few blow up.
Yes, you have.
So I do tend to take that a little more seriously. It's a possibility. So if I walk into a store and there's a nun standing there and a Middle Eastern gentleman with a bulky vest going, Allah Akbar, which one do you think I'm going to put the bullet in? Not the fucking nun. I'm going off historical accuracy, historical statistics. I'm sorry they don't like those, but those are fact. And it is what it is. So if that's offended you, well, tough shit, grow thicker skin, sew your mangina back shut, and fucking realize the world you live in now. Not the world we want, the world we actually live in right now. You do that, maybe you'll make it to next week. You don't, you might not, because you want to be citizens of the earth, horseshit. We're not citizens of the fucking earth. We're United States citizens. This country's security comes first before anybody else's. We need to stop sending money and troops to other fucking countries to deal with our bullshit and deal with our bullshit here. Fix ourselves before we try to fix anybody else. It's the lifeguard principle. I cannot save you if you drown me as the lifeguard. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I got to cut you loose to save myself because you were already drowning. My job is to try to save you, and I can't save everybody. But I'm not going to sit there and latch onto you and you drown me. I'm going to cut you loose, sock you in the mouth to get you off me, to whatever to get your attention. If that don't work, sorry. We can't drown ourselves and then save you.
All right.
So this whole we got to be save the world horse shit is exactly that. It's horse shit. We can't save everybody. Same applies to law enforcement. We can't save everybody. Doctors cannot save everybody. It sucks. We do our best. We get there. All the skills we got, and hopefully some grace from God and some luck, we can save a life, but you can't save everybody. So why do we, as one country, trying to save 217 other sovereign countries? They have their own problems. Not our problem. I'm sorry, but not our problem. What goes in Haiti? Not our problem. Whatever happens in Ghana? Not our problem. Ukraine? Not our problem. It's not our problem. You can call me U.S.-centric or ethnocentric. I'm a realist. This country is bleeding. And if we don't plug these damn holes and start fixing it, we're going to end up a third world shithole within 100 years. We're going to go from the greatest superpower the world's ever seen outside of Rome to a third world shithole. Because we keep putting feelings over facts, feelings over reality. Because, I don't want to offend anybody. Sometimes you got to fucking offend people. As a cop, I didn't care. If you were stupid, I'd tell you to your face. You're stupid. Because they need to hear that because they never heard it before. So they keep doing this shit because no one's ever told them they're dumb. That's fucking stupid. Do you hear yourself? That's fucking say it again slowly and listen. And sometimes they're like, oh, yeah. Stop that shit. I've even told fellow officers that. You say that back again slowly. And they're like, oh, yeah, you sound stupid. I don't feel bad for that. Not one bit. Why should I? This is the real world we live in, not some fairy tale made up, everybody's Disney bullshit. People here want to kill you. People here want to hurt you. People here want to take what you got. It is that simple. You cannot bury your head in the sand and go, it's not happening. It won't happen to me. It won't happen here in Mayberry. It can happen anywhere. It doesn't matter. So take this job seriously, or you may not come home one day because you didn't take it seriously. You just wanted the gun, the badge. I get laid with this badge. I look like the man. I get to drive fast cars. but you didn't take the important shit seriously and it cost you your life.
Right.
And I'm tired of hearing about officers die because they did not take this job seriously. They walked up on the house all, oh, it's just a welfare check. Whatever. Hey, sir. Bang, through the fucking door because you didn't pay attention and go, man, something ain't right. Let me not stand directly in front of the damn door.
Mm-hmm.
But on that note, if rounds come through the door, don't just start pouring rounds back through the door. You don't know what's on the other side of the door. His wife could be standing there behind him. Kid could be standing there behind him. You can't just start wrapping rounds off to a closed door. Get out of the gunfire and assess what you got. But don't just, and empty a mag through the door and you killed the kid.
Mm-hmm.
So please don't do that, guys. If you can't see it, you don't shoot at it. This isn't combat where you know the enemy is on the other side and you're on this side and anybody over there is an enemy and who gives a fuck. This isn't that. This is urban law enforcement. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. Oh. Wow, I kind of let it fly today.
I mean, it's good. Let it fly sometimes. Yeah.
I want some comments and emails, people. I want some comments and emails. I went too far, didn't go far enough. You like it, you don't like it. I'm a racist, I'm a this, I'm a that. I don't give a fuck what you call me. I know what I am. He knows what I am.
I make fun of me for not watching these movies.
I'll make fun of you for that. Did you see Sicario 1?
No.
Oh my God.
I didn't even see the first one.
So you need to see 1, 2.
Two.
We Were Soldiers.
And then
What was the fourth one I said?
I didn't even see it, so I don't remember.
I just said it was 4.
Yeah, well,
Sicario 1.
First
Sicario
it was 3,
2.
and then you added
Yes, I
Sicario
did.
1.
So
yes.
Sicario 1, Sicario 2, We Were Soldiers. Oh, hell.
You'll remember it, and then I'll go watch it. I'll go watch the 4 movies.
You'll like Sicario. They did a phenomenal job in both those movies. They did a phenomenal job.
I hear they were
and
really
it is
good
realistic as hell.
I heard they were really good
This
movies.
shit happens. People who think that's just movie made up magic. No, it happens.
Some of it is like Steven Seagal.
No, actually, really not. It's really not. It's actually pretty realistic in terms of how we handle business.
Oh, okay.
And people think the government doesn't do shit like that. Oh yeah, 100%. We do shit like that. This is why these idiots that want everything should be declassified. No. What we do is for the security of this country. We can't just tell the world why and how we do everything we do. That is what's called dumb. Okay, that's how you have security. We don't need to be. You don't tell your enemy what you're doing before you do it. You just do it. That's how you win. So, listeners, we appreciate you joining us this week. It is only getting more dangerous. The world is just going to shit. The America is supposed to be the shining example of good order, ethics, morality. But that starts at the lowest level to an individual all the way to a country as a whole. And as police officers, sheriff's deputies, state troopers, federal law enforcement, it's our job to be that example. And it's our job to do the things the right way, make good ethical, moral, and legal decisions. That's how we stay on top. We don't want to lose that upper hand that we were, and now we're not because we can't make good moral, ethical, legal decisions any longer. Take care of yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of each other. Go get more training. Go learn these things that save your damn life. Take any kind of fucking training. Just train. Training didn't stop when you graduated the academy. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. I have 13,000 training hours. I want to be the master of my trade. I want to learn my job. And if I got to go get training here and pay for it on my own, I've had to do that. But it was good, valuable training that only made me better. And then when special assignment time came around, I got the special assignment because I actually went to the training 6 months prior, not knowing that was coming. I just got lucky. Hey, who's training this? I am. You lucky bastard, you're going to go work at the Secret Service for a week. Oh, shit.
Oh, wow.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wear a suit and tie, working with the Secret Service because I just went and paid for a training that I was like, hey, it's here. I'm going to take it. Screw it. And 6 months later, I'm the only one that actually goes and has a blast Secret Service for a week.
There you go, yeah.
So there's no such thing as stupid training. Training is training. I mean, get decent training. Do your research, make sure it's an actual accredited company that trains and knows what the hell they're talking about. Don't just underwater basket weaving probably won't help you in law enforcement, but anything, firearms, investigations, interview and interrogation, driving, defensive tactics, all good stuff and applicable to every police officer. You can do interview interrogation if you're not a detective. A traffic stop is a roadside interview. A welfare check is an interview.
Yeah,
When you're questioning a suspect or questioning a victim, that's an interview.
it is.
So why not learn how to do it correctly? Learn the legal limits of what you can ask and what you can't. Rodriguez versus New York, Miranda. Learn that. Learn that shit. Use of force, Connor versus Tennessee, Graham versus Connor. You learn that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Very important. So, Jim, anything to add?
Only just everybody be safe out there.
Absolutely.
Like especially with recent events, that chief who jumped the barricade for the guy who threw the IED.
Hell yeah. You notice that picture looks like it was taken in the 60s?
Yeah.
It looks like it was taken 50, 60 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
No, but there's that chief jumping. Man, that was impressive.
Like, NYPD has they deal with a whole lot, especially and I'm not gonna really get into their politics. Just don't live there. Your officers, keep your head up, keep your heads on a swivel. Even to the students at ODU, Old Dominion,
Yeah. We
good
didn't really get a
job.
chance to talk about that, but good job.
I know that's traumatic. No college student is trying to expect they got to deal with finals and stuff, and you got some. And I guess he was a former National Guard or something like that.
He was from Sierra Leone originally, and then he went to the
trying
military.
to reach out to
and
ISIS.
He got kicked out of the military because he was trying to join
reach out
ISIS.
to ISIS. No one, no student should have to worry about that on a college campus.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? This isn't Islamophobia or nothing like that. That's the facts of the thing. You can't ignore it.
Yeah, the facts are the facts.
Everybody just just keep your head on a swivel and just when it's time to react, take a action, even if it's to hide protect your family by getting away from the area because you can't do anything. Fine, just if you see something, let's notify somebody.
Take action, do something.
Yeah.
See something, say something, do something.
See something, say something.
It's like infantry tactics. Go forward, go left, go right, make a decision.
Yeah.
Don't stand there in shock.
Yeah.
Go forward, left, or right, or even tactical withdrawal to a safer place, but make a damn decision. J-Man's absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's a dangerous ass world out there, and it's only getting more dangerous. The war is coming here. 9/11 should have been a reminder of that. The war is coming here. And people listened for a little bit and then they forgot. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take. A nuclear weapon going off in this country for people to understand that borders don't mean shit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
A sarin gas attack at Times Square on New Year's Eve. What's this shit going to take for people to open their fucking eyes and pay attention and stop realizing that you can't be nice to everybody? I'm sorry, but that's reality. There's fantasy and reality. A lot of the public now wants to live in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Law enforcement, we live in reality because we see it every day. You're not going to be able to convince someone of something they don't believe in, but you can at least protect you. So, in them doing that, you can also protect the citizens.
Right.
They have the right to be stupid. Your job to protect them, no matter how stupid they are. It's still your job to protect them.
Yeah.
You're the sheepdog. They're the sheep. Okay, let them be sheep. You just be the best sheepdog you can be. So, on that note, pass it along to your friends and family. Pass this along to other officers. Put us out there. Get us out there. Earlier, like I said, check out freedommunitions.com. That's freedommunitions.com. One word, .com. Great ammo. Accessories now. I think they're adding accessories now to it. Their ammo's amazing. Practice and train. Gun site in Arizona. Thunder Ranch in Oregon, because Clint moved over from Texas to Oregon. I wish he'd have stayed here, but he had some sort of beef with taxes or something and just moved to Oregon. Although I don't know how he shoots the ammo, the water, or the weather up there. 3/4 of the year is trash. But hey, if it ain't raining, we ain't training.
Yeah.
Keep your heads on swivels. Email us at runningcode2023@gmail.com. That's RUNNINCODE2023@gmail.com. And or leave a message on YouTube and comments, and we'll respond to those. We appreciate everybody watching, and we hope that we help at least one person gets what we're saying and saves their life. I take that as a win all day long, and I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we did our job. Someone's going to go home because of what we gave them.
Sure, yeah.
That's all I want. Everyone to go home at the end of their shift. Whether it's 8 or 12 hours, you win home. So, J-Man, do you have anything else to add?
Nope, that's it.
Well, from J-Man and I here in South Texas are running code. Y'all have a great week. Be safe, and we're out here.